So this question has a lot of words in it, and it's actually not that bad of a problem. They just hide a lot of the information on you. So let's look at this problem. It says when we have a single lens camera and it's focused at a distant object, and underline the word distant, the lens to film distance is found to be 40 millimeters. We now want to focus on an object that's a little over 1/2 meter in front of the lens, and we want to know what the new film to lens distance is. So we have our camera. We're going to put our film at some distance behind the camera, and we're going to look at some very distant object. And we know that when we make an image on the film, that this is actually going to be our image distance. So what they didn't tell us in this problem is they didn't tell us the focal length of the lens. But we can use this first sentence, and why I said a distant object is we can use that information to figure out what the focal length of the lens is. So I worked this out. I know I have 1 over p plus 1 over I is equal to 1 over f. And I know that the I distance is going to be 1 over 40 millimeters. And if I know what the p distance is, then I can get my focal length. Well, here's the trick, is the distant object. By them saying that there's a distant object, they're implying that p, the distance to our original object, is going to be infinitely far away. So 1 over infinity is 0. So that means that my focal length is equal to 40 millimeters. So my image, if something's very far away, parallel light that comes in is going to get focused and going to create an image at the same focal distance. So now that I have the focal length, I get to solve the actual part of the problem. So let me switch colors. And let's see what we get. So we have 1 over, should probably make some designation that this is the second part. Okay, 1 over p plus 1 over I is equal to 1 over f. It says that we're focusing on an object that's 0.54 meters away. So 1 over p is 540 millimeters away. My image distance is going to be what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the lens, film to lens distance. So I have the ability with a camera to move this lens back and forth. So where do I essentially put the screen? And what I get is I still have the same lens, so I still have the same 40 millimeter lens. So I look at this and I have to do a little bit of math. But I will see that I get that 1 over I is equal to 1 over 40 minus 1 over 540. And these are all in inverse millimeters to get my units the right way. So when we plug in the numbers and calculate, we get that I is equal to 43.2 millimeters, which happens to be my choice E. So not that bad of a problem. It just required us to look and see that this distance object is giving us really the focal length, and that we use that focal length with a new distance to figure out the new image location. So where do we have to put our film to image with that lens?